typically what happens, so I've been told and I'm learning, within the LGBTQ community is there's a lot of focus on the LG, and the rest of the community sometimes is left behind. And so within my own space, within the Deputy Minister's office, we have a transgendered individual. And it was a real learning for me personally, but for the ministry, because first of all, like, you know, is there a washroom available? Oh my gosh, there isn't. Right? So we need to get a washroom in place, and pushing the establishment about appropriate signage was a big deal. I didn't think that it would be. And it was people that try to be helpful. So instead of using the word transgendered in the briefing materials and recommendation, they use transvestite and, you know, or transsexual, and like not knowing the language. And right. So, and pushing back on that as a leader and as an ally was important. But again, not because I was doing it myself. I was following and leading with permission. And I think that's what's really important as an ally. You can't just be a champion and charge ahead. You need to, you know, make sure that you're doing what people really want you to do. I think that there's been some other incidences that we are taking up as well, where I have to call out sometimes my boss or other deputy ministers around the number of issues that the Pride Network does have. So it's being courageous, having those difficult conversations that aren't always popular, to be honest, and being able to lead that and not back down. And that's really, really important.
If you don't have people in the workplace that are coming and talking to you about you know, their situation or how they're feeling in the workplace, then they may never, if they don't perceive you as someone who is open to that discussion. So I think that really is one of the most critical things that we can do, is really reach out into, you know, people at all levels, and create opportunities for everybody to be more comfortable with each other, actually, and share their experiences and so on. The other thing is, you know, your conversation about not being two people is even if in your day job. When I first went into my role as head of Greater Toronto Region, I knew that TD Bank had rather a prominent position in the LGBT community, and it wasn't because we had not done anything wrong at RBC. We just hadn't done anything that was probably visible enough or that really demonstrated our commitment to the community. So one of the first things I did with support with some of my colleagues and people in the community is invited a group of community leaders in to get their advice on what are the kinds of organizations that might need our support, that we could actually support with our dollars, but also provide volunteerism opportunities for our employees and create more of a open visibility in the community that RBC was in an ally and in general, but more importantly, a very supportive community organization. So that's just a couple of ideas of how to do that.